Hey folks, we're going to put together some buffalo sauce for some wings I got smoking up. And I got several ways I do buffalo sauce. The possibilities with a buff sauce is just endless. This is one of my go-tos. This is a Chipotle based buffalo sauce. And it's very flavorful, but it also got quite a bit of heat on it because we're using some Chipotle peppers in here. And the ones that I get are pretty warm. And to start, we're going to put a cup of chicken broth in there. And to that, I'm going to add some Chipotle peppers. And this is an 8-ounce jar of diced Chipotles and adobo sauce. And I'm going to go in with probably about an ounce. Let me look. Yeah, I'd say that was about 1/8 of that jar. So that's about an ounce of them Chipotles. And that's going to give this final sauce a real nice smoky flavor. And like I said, they also got quite a bit of heat on them. Now, I'm going to try to end up with about 2 cups of sauce. And that was a cup of that chicken broth. And I want that to reduce by about 70%. And I'm looking for that Chipotle to infuse that broth. While that's infusing, we're going to add a few other things here. We got some onion powder. Teaspoon of onion powder. Some minced garlic. 1 teaspoon. 2 teaspoons. 3 teaspoons. Some celery salt. We're going to do about 1/2 to 3/4 of a teaspoon on this. That's about a 1/2 right there. Now, I'm just going to let this simmer until that's reduced quite a bit. We'll be back later. Alright folks, this is down about 1/2. So next thing, I'm going to take this Chipotle emulsion and put it back in the Pyrex cup. And we got right at a 1/2 cup. We're going to add into this pot 1 cup Louisiana hot sauce. And this is actually Frank's Red Hot. I think works best for this particular style of buffalo sauce. We're going to bring that up to a simmer and let it cook off a little bit of that vinegar. Now another hot sauce that works real good with this Chipotle style is tapatio. Tapatio is more like a fine Mexican salsa. It just doesn't have a whole lot of vinegar in it, and it works real good with this too. We need to let this come up to a simmer and bubble off a little bit. In the meantime, I'll add some more stuff. I got some dried parsley. We're going to put about 3 teaspoons in there. Actually, it needs 4. Put 4 in there. And then some chives, dried chives. And we're gonna do four teaspoons of that. Now all these herbs we put in there just really give this a good flavor. But it also has a pretty good bit of heat. I mean, the hot sauce is warm, but those little chipotles, they take it up a little more. And when we start putting this together here in a few minutes, I'm gonna add a little bit of sweetener to this just to level it out. And I'm gonna use some honey. So I'm gonna let that simmer a few minutes and let it thicken up, get some of that vinegar out of there, and we'll be back shortly. Alright folks, this has been simmering here for a few minutes. And it's thickened up some. You can see there, it's thickened up. And we're going to put this chipotle base back in there. Get that mixed up. Ooh, that smells good. And I'm going to add a little bit of honey. That's about a teaspoon and a half. I'm going to cut the fire plumb off. We're going to emulsify some butter into this. And this is a pretty important process. If you're too hot, your butter's going to break and turn into a greasy mess. And it's kind of hard to tell till you start putting the butter in there to see what it's going to do. If it looks like it's going to separate, I got some water in standby in the bottom of the sink, cold water, and I'll take the pot over there and set it in the cold water just to cool it off real quick before the butter breaks up and becomes a mess. I'm going to go ahead and start throwing these chunks in here. And it's melting a little too fast, but I think I can get by with just getting it all in there once because that butter's a little cool without having to go to the emergency cooling option. Now, if you own an electric stove, make sure you pull this off the eye, because those things will keep heating way after you turn them off. Yeah, this is going to have emergency cooling. Be back in a minute. Alright folks, so I put the pot in the water bath over there in the sink and quenched it as I was starting to see my butter breaking. And it looks pretty good now. This is full of flavor. Real good chicken wing sauce. And you can taste it, add more honey if you want to, if you want to sweeten it up a little more. If it ain't hot enough, add some more chipotle pepper when you're making the base. You fix it however you want to. But those basic ingredients right there will give you a very flavorful buffalo sauce. They'll be going on some wings here later. Peace out.